Hey, this is Grant Luna with Fidelity National Title. And for today's Tech Tuesday, I'll be going over a filter within Fidelity Total Farm called Anniversary, which will allow you to create a really easy once-a-month touch to people in your farm area. So how you actually find this filter is by entering in one of the farms that you have created. So I'm in the Fidelity Total Farm account that I use right now. And so what I can do is navigate to any farm basically. So let's start with this Hawthorne farm here. And so for those that aren't familiar, Fidelity Total Farm allows you to create as many farms as you want, and it'll include all the homeowner data within that farm. But what's nice about this farm data is there's actually these pre-built filters within this farm. So basically I can select by out of state, absentee homeowners, stay years, but a nice farm filter that exists within Fidelity Total Farm is farm filters here. And within this drop down filters, I can actually select anniversary. And what this filter shows me is all the homeowners that have actually purchased their property in the month of November. So you see here, this person bought their property November of 2012, all the way down to this person that bought their property November of 1973. So let's say that you're going to be consistently farming a particular area. Maybe once a month you want to time block some time where you're actually going to be reaching out to these people. And that could be door knocking, it can be postcards, it can be handwritten notes. Basically whatever you might want to do to reach out to these people. But a specific example I wanted to give you today to show you some of the features that do exist within Fidelity Total Farm and how you can somewhat automate a handwritten touch is by connecting to another resource called handwrite.io. And I'll actually link in the description to another video that shows you how handwrite.io works in its entirety, but I'll highlight some of the features today. So let's say that there's a specific example that you want to reach out to the people that have a home anniversary this month and have lived in their property for 10 years. So essentially congratulate them on a 10-year anniversary of living in their home. So what I can do is I'll start a complete farm here. And what I'll do is I'll go over to this filter icon here at the top right of the screen to create a new filter for this farm. And how filters work in terms of the custom filters is you can enter in any filter that you want and it can apply to any farm that you have created. So I can select this filter icon here. And I actually already created this 10-year anniversary farm here, but what I did is I selected add right here to create a new filter. I named it 10-year anniversary. And then in this column drop down, I selected years in property equals 10. And so now when I apply that filter, it's basically going to give me the people that have lived in their property for 10 years. So what I can do is I can navigate to farm filters here, then go to this filters dropdown and select anniversary. And maybe on top of that, I just want the owner occupied properties. So I can select occupied here. So now this is 105 people that have a home anniversary in the month of November. So this is somebody that bought their property November 2016, 1980, 1973. But for this case, I want to reach out to people that have lived in their property for 10 years. This is their 10th year of living in their property. And so what I can do is apply this filter that I just created by selecting this filter icon up at the top right of the screen. And now select 10-year anniversary and hit apply. And there is somewhat of an issue with Total Farm that they're working on at the moment, where it's not giving me just the 10-year anniversaries, it's giving me a few others as well. But if I kind of click this sales date button twice, it'll give me the ones that have this 10-year anniversary up at the top here. So in this case, there's 3 people in this Hawthorne farm that have a home anniversary coming up in terms of their 10th year of living in the property. And so I did find somewhat of a workaround to actually find just these people, because ultimately what I'll do is I'll export this data into that resource called handwrite.io. So if I actually go to complete farm, and for some reason this works where if I go to occupancy, occupied, and then I select this filter, and then hit 10-year anniversary and apply, when I go to complete farm, it'll actually give me just the people that have a home anniversary in November and have lived in their property for 10 years. So it's somewhat of a workaround. Obviously, ideally, it just works within the anniversary filter moving forward. And when that changes, I'll do another video update showing that. So now we can actually find a way to export this data. And obviously, you can just knock on these doors maybe and give them a handwritten note yourself. You can send them a postcard. You can use another resource to get their phone number and call them. but I wanted to show you another resource that exists called handwrite.io that I think is a really good resource at automating personal touches. And how handwrite.io works is they actually have a robot that handwrites handwritten cards. All you have to do is upload a template in terms of the stationery itself or the message within the card, and it'll send those out for you at $2.99 a card. But what's nice about Fidelity Total Farm is it actually gives you the ability to export the data from Fidelity Total Farm into handwrite.io and send those cards out. So how I actually do that is I make sure that I have these three chosen right now. So since these are appearing on the screen, anything I do in terms of exporting that data will actually interact with this data. So I'll select this share icon at the top right of the screen, and then I'll go to third party right here. And now I'll select handwrite.io. And so what this is going to do once I select OK is actually give me a microfarm, a CSV Excel file with just these three homeowners here. So you see the names that are matching and their addresses here. So now what I'm able to do is actually import that into handwrite.io's website. So this is now a handwrite.io account that I have. And so first I'll import these contacts. So I'll select my contacts on the left side of the screen here, and I'll go to CSV upload. Next, I'm going to browse files, upload data from a file. I'm going to select that farm that I just downloaded. And what's nice about exporting it in this fashion is that it's already pre-formatted for you, so you don't really have to do much work. So now I'll say, does this selected row contain column headers? This is asking if this row right here, number 1, is this a row that has the headers, essentially describing what the data below is referring to. So first name is a header saying that all these data entry points here are the first names, and basically that's true. That's what's going on here. So I'll select yes. And so now I'll just confirm mapping, and basically do that for all of these here. And so they're all matching. So it says state is matched to state. So that's a good sign. Zip code is matched to zip code. Company to company. I'm just going to ignore that column. Same with comments here. I'll select review. I'll continue now. Submit this data. And now they'll be in my handwrite.io account. So now if I go back to contacts, I should see these contacts imported. So I missed one step. I'm going to rush through it really quick. I forgot to select add recipients at the end. So I'll select continue, ready to submit, yes. And then I'll select add recipients. And now here they are, those contacts for me that I can use. So another nice feature of handwrite.io is the ability to choose a card already created here. So let's say you're going to be doing happy anniversary here. You can do this card. You can also choose other happy anniversaries, congrats, all these different options for pre-made cards. But let's say I wanted to add a custom card. And what I can do maybe is I like this card here. I'll zoom in on it. Congrats on your new home. So maybe I want to edit it where I like the houses here, but maybe I want to change the text so it doesn't say congratulations on your new home. So what I'll do is I'll take a screenshot of this card here. If you don't know how to do that, let me know. So I'll take a screenshot of this. Now it's on my computer. I'll go over to Canva, which I've shown a decent amount of in the past. I'll import this image here. And now I'm going to select it. I'll select use in a design. So now I have it here. And so ultimately what I can do is now change the message that exists on this card here, keep the house icons. So what I can do to get rid of this text is just choose elements, choose a square box. Now move this over, select white. So now basically this is just blanked out, the text behind it. Now I can add some text. I like this option here. So all I have to do is click it. And now let's put in, let's say happy home anniversary. And let's widen this out a bit. So hopefully this text can all appear on one line. So now I'll move it over. Let's reduce the size of this font here at the top left. And I'll keep widening this until it all fits on one line. Perfect. And then let's move that over. And let's say happy home anniversary to 10 amazing years in your home. And I don't like how this cuts off, so I'll just enter a space there. So now I have that card instead. Now I'll select share, download, download as a PNG file. Basically, it's just downloading this image to my computer. So now I'll go back to handwrite.io. I'll add stationery. Let's name it anniversary note. I'll upload an image. I'll go to browse. I'll select that image that I just downloaded to my computer. Select skip here. Select done. Select save. Oh, sorry, I think a slight error here. Let's go happy home anniversary. Crop. A slight error with this one. I think I have one earlier that'll work. So let's go skip. So now it's uploading this image here for me. And once it finishes uploading, select save. And now there it is, that card that I can use for some of these handwritten notes. And so now what I'll do is I'll maybe select a template for a note. So I already have this one here. But if I wanted to add a new one, for example, I can just select new template, put in anniversary message. I can say hi. And if I select first name, it's going to put in the first name of any of the contacts I'm sending this card to. Now I can just paste in that message. So it says, hi, first name, happy 10-year anniversary of living in your home. I hope it's been 10 years, full of great memories, and have that all be placed in there. Select save. And now there it is. So now to launch these postcards, select dashboard, select send a card. Then I can add recipients I want this card to be sent to. So I'll select these three, the ones that I just uploaded, select next. Now I'll choose this card that I uploaded, happy home anniversary, select next. I can choose a font. Maybe I like this one here, select next. And now I can say use a template, and I'll select this template here. Select next. Basically pay for the card, select next, and it'll launch for me. So a really easy way of just getting a nice handwritten note out to somebody if you didn't want to go through the process of writing these out yourself, especially maybe if you have a larger number of cards. But obviously you can do that. You can go that route and just drop it off on their doorstep. But also you can do a postcard. You can get their phone numbers from different sources and call them as well if you wanted, and do a follow-up touch. So for example, let's say I wanted to get this one. I can go to a website like fastpeoplesearch.com. And maybe I'll just type in this address here. And let's see if this one works. Rancho Palos Verdes. And so there is that address, and then all the phone numbers associated with that address. Now, if I wanted to do a follow-up call and essentially say, hey, sent you a handwritten note, just wanted to see if you got that, and also just wanted to call and say congratulations on living in that property and in this neighborhood for 10 years, and ask them how things are going, if they have any intentions of selling, or if they have any other real estate needs. So once again, Fidelity Total Farm is a really robust resource that has a lot of different functionalities built within it that allows you to come up with just easy once a month touches in different ways. So if you want to sit down with me and learn how this works and set these up for yourself, feel free to contact me at 310-480-1085.